Now that the hype has died, just like my hopes that Pansai 2 could become a great game one day, I feel it's appropriate to discuss what we got. As the title already states, I'm not too impressed by this thing. In fact, I'm rather disappointed. But to earn some positive rep, I'll start with the positives. Cause you know, I'm probably the most positive and fluffy bunny you know. First off, Multicrew brings in additional co-op gameplay aspects in the game, which is really nice and frankly needed, as the loneliness I feel on the daily basis is too much and I need a shoulder to cry on as I look into the void and realize no one loves me. Well, at least I'll have some random drugged up bum to talk to on those late nights. Anyhow, the whole idea of joining someone else's ship is really nice and certainly is a bit more personal than playing in the wing. Next we get some bonuses for Multicrew, lower rebuy, an additional pip for the distributor. Yeah, those are some nice encouragements, but nothing too spectacular. Still, a Multicrew ship will be slightly better than the one without it, so at least that's true. Now, if you're joining Multicrew instead of hosting it, you don't really get any penalties for screwing up. And while it opens the floodgates for serial abusers like Catholic priests, it's not a completely consequence-free mode too, as you get fines instead of bounties on you. And finally, you can join a random ship and spread friendship across the universe as you meet new and interesting people. Hey guys, you wanna talk about friendship? Right, now those are the benefits and positives my cynical and pessimistically lovely self can find. So now on to my favorite part, the negatives, cause you know everyone likes a party pooper. Woo! Let's see, where to start? Ah yes, after reviewing Killback, for the life of me I can't understand why you can have NPC crew on board and not a player one. For crying out loud, do NPCs have detachable limbs so they are easier to store or something? I mean, come on, give me 10 minutes with a hacksaw and I'll make a portable version of my body too. Or are devs just hiding behind the age-old counter-argument? It's space magic! Well, if so, then did your space magic also influence you to create CQC? Whatever, Killback needs Multicrew and the story. Now, as we move on, the first big disappointment with Multicrew came in the form of either or mechanic. That is, either you have Multicrew or wing. As of now, combining both is not possible. This was a serious letdown for many, be that technical reasons or space magic they call cocaine, but combining both types of co-op gameplay was not meant to be. Then, as we move on, the amount of credits you get for playing in Multicrew also was a disappointment. Yeah, sure, you say you don't want a complete newbie to log in and join Multicrew with a salt-overdosed vet, spazzing out in his captain's chair while ranking up kills and earning that newbie money. But I ask, why not? Frankly, I would rather like people to have meaningful time playing together than worrying that someone out there is skipping content. Honestly, this whole notion of content skipping being a bad thing to me is just absolute nonsense. But that topic I'll probably cover some other day. So, I just say, allow everyone to get 100% of the cash and be done with it. Now, as I move on, here's a little nitpick I had when first trying out Multicrew. The sensitivity setting for mouse is quite bad. It needs a little bit more increments to actually make it good. Otherwise, I have either too much sensitivity or none at all. Anyways, I did speak of Wing too, and now compared to Wing, actually Multicrew is worse, both in pay and strength. See, a Wing of 3 ships will obviously be stronger than one fully Multicrewed 3-seater. Sure, it depends on ships for the Wing, but you get my point. Oh, and when you consider the worse pay, really there's no reason to use Multicrew instead of Wing. Seriously, there's just no incentive. Well, okay, fine, I guess I forgot to mention one extra positive. See, if you're exploring and your buddy is doing that too, you both can jump between each other's ships to check out what other has found. And that concept I love, but... yes, like a stinking pimply butt, there's an issue. And no, it's not the smell. It's the fact that once you're in Multicrew, you cannot outfit your ship. The only reason it's locked out in my mind is the fact that it would cause too many bugs for devs to fix. Which in turn means that Multicrew feature was pushed out half ready. Like some sort of partly plucked and half cooked chicken. It just looks like somebody tried to attempt to operate on the poor thing instead of actually cooking it. And what personally was more depressing was the fact that you cannot use SRVs with Multicrew, so the whole exploring aspect loses heavily here. This basically leads me to conclude following. In Multicrew, you can join a ship and enjoy the views for exploring purposes, which is good. You can be a gunner, which is good for combat. Then you get an extra pip, which again is good for combat. And pilot a fighter, which is only good for combat. Do you see a pattern here? Oh, and let's be honest, turreted mining lasers were introduced so you can do mining in Multicrew. But again, you don't get a lot of money out of Multicrew, and mining on its own is rather poor as it is, so what's the point? And yeah, the same pretty much goes with trading too. Only when you're using Multicrew for trading, there's absolutely nothing for the other person to do. So really, we're left with two things here: combat and exploring. For exploring, you're missing SRV support, and for combat, neither pay or other benefits are solid enough to compete with wings. Alright, well, let's check how Multicrew is doing actually these days. Alright, let's start with piracy. No ships. Mentor. No ships. Mining. No ships. Smuggling. No ships. I know exploring always has that one weird guy. And then there's bounty hunting. That probably has the most people. Let's see community goals. Imperial. No ships. Federal. No ships. Alright, let's try bounty hunting. Alright, there we go. At least you get something. It's sad that such an interesting feature of the game got quickly abandoned by many, much like with CQC, but that's a different dead horse I'll be beating one of these days. For now, Multicrew looks like a half-baked feature as it feels rushed, because it seems to include only portion of the full thing. Oh, and I guess it doesn't really help that more than a month after its release, it's still riddled with so many bugs. You don't need a delouser, you need a napalm for this shit. So there you go, it's truly an exercise in mediocrity. Some good ideas, poorly executed and rushed. Okay. Right, so I joined the ship with no pilot apparently. That's amazing. Right? Alright, so what do I do next? I choose a role, right? Yep. That's a thing now. Wonderful, isn't it? Fuck me. Alright, maybe it'll allow me to do something. No, wait. I can't. Fuck, I can't press anything. Right, try again. No, nothing. Okay, that's great. So basically, you have to re-jump to actually make it work. I think that's a bug, right? Yeah, of course it is.